Okay, so here's my take on the AP Swatch collaboration. I'm so sick of arguing with people on threads. These people are retarded. One, it's not shallow to be upset about this. Two, will it affect the brand? One, if they come out with this design that we're seeing in all these AI renders, yeah, it probably will. Like, to be honest, it will. But we don't even know if they are, right? Three, is this a good idea for AP? I think it's an amazing idea. I think this is smart because one, they've been losing all these court cases, so people can knock off the Royal Oak, which is basically their only design. And you see it with Casio. That watch is awesome. But it's like, let's be real. Is the AP the best watch? No. If someone wants like a real watch, they're gonna get the Casio, right? Like it has the same aesthetic. If you like the aesthetic, you can just get the Casio. And then you also have knockoffs now. The counterfeit watches are amazing now. So it's like, this is the best move for them, right? So it's like, we can either get destroyed by all these other companies that are gonna knock us off, these legit companies, or we can get destroyed by counterfeits. At least this way, releasing like a $500, which will probably be resale like $5,000. Unless they do what they did with the Moon Swatch, where it's just flooding the market, it's everywhere. You can get them for like $200. Either way, it gives you less incentive to one, knock it off, get a counterfeit, and two, yeah, really just to knock it off. Like they're gonna be the knock. Why would you buy a Casio version or a Swatch version or another brand's version of it when you could just get the actual AP cheaper version, right? So I think that's genius. I do think this signals a switch in their strategy. So one thing I'm annoyed with is people acting like DDG and Aiden Ross and all these rich people and famous people are like foolish or selfish or shallow for being upset that, you know, they're going to release, that they might be releasing this cheaper version. It's like, it's a valid concern, right? Like, let's be real. You buy these watches at a certain point when you make so much money, you're buying things for what it represents. I am someone who wants to buy a Royal Oak now. So it was a trophy for me. Like I was like, man, once I make $60,000 a month, I'm gonna buy a Royal Oak. That was my plan. And so I work my butt off every day. I work 12, 14-hour days and like I'm trying to get there. And it's like, now it might not be my trophy. Will I still get a Royal Oak? Sure. But is it gonna be my trophy? Probably not. Because if it's all over and they mass produce this, it does dilute the brand a little bit. It's not as much as a trophy. Compare it to like this. You have Ferrari, which is exclusive. That's what AP is now. It's like a Ferrari. It's exclusive. Then you have Mercedes, which is still luxury, still dope. And sure, Mercedes does make some exclusive dope cars. But to your average person, they don't know the difference. I think there's one called like the SL. I'm not a car guy, but I know they have some cars that are 300,000. And it's like, but if you put that next to a C-Class or whatever, I'm probably not going to know the difference. You're going to have to tell me. And if it's got to be explained, it's not a trophy, right? And so that's the difference. You can have a parking. If you go into a mall parking lot, you're going to see several Mercedes. If you see a Ferrari, it's like, wow. And that's why people buy these watches. It's a symbol. It's a status symbol. It's a trophy showing, yeah, I did this work. And there's nothing shallow about that. That's real. That's what we do the work for. Sorry. But again, it's a bunch of broke people who don't think they could ever actually get these watches, right? And that's no knock to you, but that's people who are saying this. Regardless, two things can be the same. Is this gonna maybe change the brand? Sure. If they release the watch. Two, is this a good idea for AP? Genius. They're gonna make so much money. They're gonna make so much money, it's gonna be insanity. So yeah, I just think it's both ends. You got people who are talking crap about people who are upset about this, and then you got people who are acting like this is a bad move on AP. It's like, no, it's just a shift and you're valid. You should be upset if you paid $200,000 for a watch, which is also not a bad move. You guys are acting like they weren't playing the game. That was the game. But now AP is changing the rules of the game. At that point, resell was the game. Now, it might not be the same game. Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm sick of commenting on threads, so I just said I'll make a video. What do you think?